Um, so what that typically means is that Google, well, actually, really quick, is it the homepage that's ranking on in page one? Because I have had this similar issue before with a client. Yeah, so typically what that means is it's an authority thing, right? If you're building a lot of links to your homepage, what could typically happen is what could typically be happening is just because you've built so many links to the homepage, Google prefers that page over the specific location page. Um, in that case, what I would probably do is, I mean, it also depends on how that homepage is ranking for the different keyword. Because if it's like ranking number one for this different keyword, and it also happens to rank in the top page for this other keyword, I'd probably just leave it as is, right? Because it's already ranking for two different keyword groups. But if it's like kind of so on both sets of keyword rankings, I would probably um, kind of do what I said with Kelowna here, right? Use the highest, um, the broadest keyword topic that you can think of that would encapsulate all of the pages that are live on your site, right? Like if I'm working with like a lifting equipment, like if I'm working with an e-commerce brand that sells like gym apparel, gym gear, things like that, my homepage would be like lifting gear and lifting apparel um, in North America, right? Something like that. Um, Same deal here. And then what I would do is for like the page two that's fully optimized but not ranking for the as well for the target keyword, I would probably you'd probably need to build anywhere between 3 to 5 links over the next 2 to 3 months, and then kind of, if it's not in the menu nav, I'd add it in the menu nav. I'd add it in the footer nav. I'd even link to it from the homepage. You're basically trying to point every on-site signal to that page you've optimized. Because if I had to guess, what happened is you might have had page one originally ranking for this target keyword, and then you repurposed it. But what might have happened is because you were because it was ranking for so long for that keyword, Google still prefers that page because you have the links that have been built to that page, and maybe it ranked pretty well for the most part. Yeah, that happened to us before, and typically what we kind of did was we were just like, okay, it already ranks this well. Let's just kind of keep it as is, even though we tried to rank it for a different keyword. So it that's probably one of the most tricky things that um, SEOs have to deal with, because sometimes even if you optimize one page for something, Google's going to just choose the other page instead. And so it is a little bit of an opportunity cost play there. If I pointed to page one. I probably would not redirect links because, I mean, are you you're not saying, I'm assuming you're not saying 301 redirects. Because if you're saying 301 redirects, definitely do not do that. Um, because you would essentially be doing a homepage to a secondary page. I would do, I mean, it's up to you, but the thing is, it's typically best practices to build about 80% to 90% of your links to the homepage anyways. So if you're kind of cutting out those links and pointing them to